Boom. Done.
All right, cool. They picked Undying, so that's...
Oh, dear.
It is actually a very good pick here. Think about the laning phase. If it is going to be this core Pangolier with the position for Phoenix, Phoenix being a strength hero, Pango not really the strongest laner, he'll be directly enabled from that. And also the Troll, very, very strong laner, so I don't think this Pango and Phoenix will have that good of a time in this top lane. We're going to see Ace with very good farm once again.
T-Gov, I love you, mate, and I'm trying my best here, yeah? And I was sold by a different panel when Undying was picked last time that it would have success. So far, it is 0 and 9. It has had no success. I do not have faith, even with what you are saying.
He's not biased at all.
Like,
Hero never won a game. Picked up by his team. Suddenly,
this is the one.
This is it.
Right,
it didn't work.
Mate, I've tried.
True analysis being thrown away for the application of memes here.
Yeah,
people.
I mean, okay, yes, Undying and Phoenix are both strength heroes. So when Undying takes strength from Phoenix, he will also take damage. It's a very good point.
And he gets to bully the Pangolier. We're looking at
but Phoenix ultimately has always been an answer to Undying, dating back all the way to like the release of the hero, because you sort of destroy the tombstone as a concept, because it's no longer some formidable structure that 5-men will be able to fight around, because it's just going to be an egg. And Phoenix just kind of stops everything Undying wants to do in a fight, because you don't get that area control, and ultimately your team fight is still beaten. I like the Lion pick, whether this is Pi or Misery's hero. They're both excellent with it.
Did they pick it before as well?
Yeah, it'll be Misery playing.
Okay.
Lion,
yeah, 5 Undying. The trouble is, if this draft falls behind, 5-men have like very limited options to get back into the game, because Undying effectively just useful in the laning phase. I like the Spectre pick. You're just going to tank through the troll damage, but ultimately you find the Lion, you find the Magnus. However, into an Undying, arguably like the best support in Dota 2 against Spectre, because if you fight around Tombstone, there's always a zombie, which counts as an allied unit, which would then negate any potential Desolate damage.
Yeah, I think, the main thing here is, as Carl mentioned about the egg, it's like, cool, you got this egg, it's like Tombstone for egg, but who's actually killing the Tombstone or the egg, right? In either of these lineups. So for 5-men, how we saw them playing that previous series, it's basically 4 idiots running around, and then Ace basically going, "Don't worry, lads, we're gonna farm, and I'll get you lads through into the game." Right? It's a beautiful strategy. It's great. I love the guys. So these picks allow for this early skirmish, allow for this early fight. We're gonna see Chessie on this super mobile hero potentially, or they could still last pick an offlaner to punish the Spectre. Wake up, Carl. Grand final. So yeah, I think overall 5-men,
It's not the grand final.
they got the nice
It's still the qualifiers.
It's the grand final of the qualifiers.
No, it's one of the finals of the qualifiers. It's not the grand final. That would imply there's just one final. Banks?
But it's two separate brackets, therefore there are 2 grand finals occurring.
No, that's not how it works.
Okay, this is grand final 1 of 2 grand finals for the
It's not the grand final if there's 2 of them. That's not how it works.
I'm trying to be in the middle ground for you two boys. Either way, it's a final. Yeah.
Thank you, Banks.
There's 2 sides of a bracket.
Banks,
it is a final.
Would you call it the grand final? Yes or no?
Sadly not, Tigo.
Thank you.
All right, that's fine. I can move over naming conventions. It's fine. So
I will have to say that the Cyber Legacy last pick has got to be perfect. And the TA band out. I think it's not a great matchup against what 5-men's running, but if I'm playing against Magical, you just don't give him last pick TA. Make him beat you with something else. If they didn't already have a Spectre, this is such an insane Medusa game, but you can't play Medusa Spectre.
No, they can't. They need an active hero. They need like the Void Spirits, the Quops, something that can move around the map, and especially not
you can't pick Troll in this game. Quap in this game. There's way too much control. You need something I think that's a bit more formidable.
Just a casual Kunkka. Just
wouldn't mind
eat
Kunkka.
through the initial damage. 5-men. Sure, they have Finger. They don't have anything explosive. I think Kunkka could be it.
I think Kunkka makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I could see Ember's banned, Viper's banned, TA, Void Spirit all banned. It's really just Kunkka or. If you really wanted to YOLO it, you could go for like something like a tiny, but I think it's just Kunkka.
Okay, say it again.
Kunkka.
Say it again.
Kunkka.
What?
Kunkka? Kunkka. Which one is it? You can't even decide how you say the hero's name.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter, man.
It's a British versus
DK.
American English.
So it allows them to like group behind something. We saw in that previous series how the DK basically allowed to be the front line, buys Blink, buys BKB. Spectre never has to be the one starting the fight. DK's doing it for him.
And it makes more sense why they banned the Necro as well, because it's just a 1-to-1 hard counter to the DK. And it fills the same role as the Kunkka does, but you trade off a little bit of offensive firepower and a little bit better catch for just a tankier hero that also applies more direct tower damage. So, especially when you have Pango and like Lich Phoenix, you kind of have to play around this mid hero. It makes sense that they wanted something that's actively frontlining versus trying to find an X-Boat combo. What is it?
There might be a Timbersaw pick for 5 men here.
Wouldn't be. That's a pretty.
Doesn't ever die. You can either put it mid or into the offlane. It's gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
It's gonna have so much gravity, so that troll can get some good farm. We put Quap.
I don't know about that one. Into DK.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. So it's more about the fact that sure the lane will be like equal, or if not DK favored, of course. But it's the what can you do into the game, right? Can you apply that pressure? Can you take those early fights? Diversifies your damage. I'm not really a fan of it personally. I'd have rather seen more of like a meteor hero because you don't actually have anyone running up front other than Troll. So Troll running up front, he's going to get DK stunned, he's going to get rolled on. Suddenly now your hard carries out the game. Where's the rest of your pieces?
And Inspector's also very good against Quap as a concept. If you can just ult after Blink and hop on top of her, she's in some big trouble. To me, this game will be about how do the carries stack up? Because if Troll gets ahead, it's similar to the game we saw in the Void versus Spectre matchup, especially with an Empower. If the game sort of just stagnates and Troll's got a bit of an edge, his net worth straight to the top. Whereas Spectre, you just need more time. You can't farm as quickly until you've got big items up. So it's really about making sure that you take early towers and that they're consistently able to find fights with Egg.
It could also just be mid Magnus, and they could put the Quap in the offlane with the
the Undying,
with the like potentially just running down Spectre. You suddenly don't give him a game. Mid, it's just a trader farm anyway.
I think they will do that because I know Chessie definitely prefers playing. Well, he likes Magnus. I don't know. I know he plays Quap. Every Han player, FYI, can play Quap. And Han actually, the name was Wretched Hag.
Oh, thank you. That's some good.
What a name.
Yeah, right. But it was everyone could play it. It was really broken.
Oh, okay. So just easy hero. Perfect. Sounds good for me. I'm down. So, Carl, which way are you going? I'm going
to go with Cyber Legacy because I think that, I mean, it's kind of against my gut because I feel like the easier draft almost always wins. And in this case, Mag Troll's kind of a no-brainer. But you know what? I think T-Gov's wrong with all my being.
T-Gov?
Well, I think I prefer Cyber Legacy's draft just for the ease of execution, the fact they're not on a timer. But my heart does say 5 men. So technically, my prediction is Cyber Legacy, but I'm going to be cheering for 5 men.
That's not how it works. Pick a side.
All right.
Pick a side.
Let's go. 5 men. Done. There you go. Happy?
All right.
Okay, see how 5 men split panel, an insane panel for me to even have to host. So let's get to Lyrical and Trent because I'm sure Lyrical's got some magic for me on his green screen and you guys are probably just chuckling away the entire time throughout that. And Trent, evolve that goddamn Pikachu man, please.
Right, he's chill. You know, he's going to be a detective someday. He's in school. He's working hard. Much like the 5 men in Cyber Legacy are to make their way to Immortal. Will they evolve to the final tier, Lyrical?
I don't know. Maybe. It's a possibility at least. They look pretty freaking good.
How definitive. You're like our panel.
I know, but it's not my job to be able to say declarative statements, right? I just hang out here and laugh at the game and enjoy some Dota. That's what we all want to do in our life. And the panel might not call it, but I'm going to call it. It's the grand finals of the qualifiers. We're going to say it even if it's not true.
2 grand finals? Wow, that is Omega.
That's Omega League indeed. Oh man, that's great. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. I kind of will say that I sort of really didn't like the Quap pick at all. As we're getting ready for a battle for these runes here, a lot of heroes in the area. I don't think Pi can go for this one. Yeah, I know he has a death wish sometimes, but not this time.
I think the last 2 picks for both these were a little awkward. I think Cyber Legacy wanted someone else that could capitalize on the haunt and had a little bit of mobility, but a lot of those picks were banned out. Plus, you were also dealing with a Hex, so you didn't want to buy something like a Storm or something. If you draft that, then you have to be worried about just getting like burst down like instantly or something. So then they go in for the DK instead. But then Chessie, he's trying to find like, all right, well, what's the matchup versus DK? Like DK, you can kind of pick anything, right? So more so, it's like, what hero do we really want for this game? And they decided the Queen of Pain. And I kind of agree that it's a bit of a weird pick because I feel like their damage is now like super reliant on Troll, and the mid game could get very awkward if things are even. Because this Spectre and DK are going to be very tanky.
Right, and what the panel was talking about sticking Chessie mid with Mag felt like a good option to me, but they're feeling like, no, we need to sort of place more emphasis on having a hero that can run around in that mid game and make some action happen. And then instead of trying to bully back the Spectre in the laning stage, which was the other route that they could have gone with it. So we'll see how this works out for him.
Yeah.
Zippe should have an okay time.
I was very confused by that too. I thought for sure they were gonna take an offlane hero last, but maybe just because like the Necro was banned out, that would have been probably like the best offlaner to stick in there. Maybe they just felt like there wasn't anything that could quite do it. Like no good percent-based damage or something, no breakers that they felt could deal with the passives of the Spectre and the DK.
Right. Well, so far, so good at mid for the DK. Not so much for the Queen of Pain. 3-1 with one of those range creep denies, and he has just not been able to get that much CS at all.
Yeah, you can't really do anything that really levels his Queen, right? Because DK just stands on the creep and has better damage than you because he's a Quelling Blade, and you're just sad.
It's fair. And you want to take advantage of those early daggers before he gets too many points in Dragon Blood to try and bully him back, but it's still not really working. I was wondering if he was going to go for a Scream maybe early on instead, but no such luck. And up top, Misery is not going to be brought down as he was able to throw that stun out there and back up Slayer a little bit. So well done in that fashion.
Has our boy Undying won a game yet? Oh,
No,
did
that's
he
what
win a
Panel was
game?
saying.
Hold on.
No. No, he's done so. Panel Banks was very, very flustered at the Undying pick.
Still? Oh, wow. I assumed he must have won one or something, but yeah, no. Apparently, he does have a single victory in China. I don't know if that was discussed over eHome Immortal, but obviously that's a very different part of the tournament. But even in the other regions, he's losing all those games too, besides one. It's not even just here.
Yeah.
But is this it? I mean, personally, I'm a big fan of... Oh, mid lane. Hold up, hold
Magical?
up. There's no time.
Magical? He's got a Blink Dagger. Oh, but the Fairy Fire. Yeah, they can't do it.
Misery TP'd in too.
Jeez.
But
And now,
yeah, I don't know. It looks like a pretty good DK game. A pretty good Undying game. It is a little awkward, like Kyle said, with the Phoenix, but I think that's kind of a relationship that does go both ways, where it's like Egg counters Tombstone, but Tombstone can also kind of counter Egg, because if your team commits for the Egg as the Dire, like, oh, we're going to fight around this, and the Tombstone's just sitting there the whole time, and you're like busy trying to stop everyone from getting the Egg off. If the Egg then still gets killed, now you've stacked a bunch of zombies onto yourself too. So I think it's pretty equal in that regard.
Okay. No, that's fair. And it's going to be sort of dependent upon the other forces around those fights as well, how they look. I don't know if there's something going on with Chessie lagging or something, but it looks like he's just been missing a couple of just CS under tower and things like that. Kind of strange one, but
Need a pause. You need the leg.
maybe.
Get
I
your
don't
head
know.
back in the right shape.
It's really uncharacteristic of him. But right now, 11-4 versus the 20-6, and like you said, some of that, of course, is just the being up against the dragon, the breathe fire as well, and the damage reduction, which is so frustrating to play against.
Sometimes you get counterpicked, and sometimes you counterpick yourself. You know, that's just how life goes.
Too true. Oh, interesting. I just saw them frost shield a courier up top. I didn't even realize that was a thing.
Like the Oracle plays, right? With like the
Yeah.
Fortune's End on a courier. That one doesn't work as well anymore because you don't get the haste as early. You can't do like the mid lane ganks.
Well, down bottom, Blizzy takes a big old nuke there from the Soul Roulette. Lots of creeps there down bottom. The East nearby as well. And he's having a really good time on this troll so far. We'll need to eventually get the help there of the Empower later on. It's going to allow him to be the big bad boy. It's hard to deal with.
Oh, Pie's committing for these runes too.
Oh, this dude's
He's
crazy.
he forces the dive, but he still keeps going that way. All right, and then by going up there, I guess he forced the jump into Blizzy. That's kind of interesting.
So it does look like it's going to end up being actually 3 for 1. As Misery able to get the other one snuck away from the Lich as well. So well done there. And really the only one that's really hurting, I guess, is the Pango and the Quap in this laning stage. Max still doing okay up top.
I mean, taking a lot of damage here, though. Gets hexed in the middle of the creep wave. Wishes everybody there as well. And the drag back. Oh, I mean, he's not going to die, but that was like 80% of his HP.
Yeah, that one hurts. Does salve up afterwards. Got some tankos as well, so he's just going to be chilling here. Very slow and steady, farming up type of laning stage.
He's pretty happy. I mean, most of the way he's made it under the tower. He has a Lich to help him out.
Yeah.
Brought plenty of regen. So the Magnus not really like doing anything to slow down Kuman, that's for sure.
And he is getting really good farm himself as well on the mag, so that's at least one good part about this for him. Yeah, it sucks not slowing down the Spectre, but Zibe's going to have a good game. And already has the headdress, so could be.
I wouldn't mind him going for a kill on him. No boots, no skewer. The raindrops, but no one really to rotate to help out, so he's just going to try and stand tall and bluff his way through this one, I feel like.
Misery in the meantime making a rotation mid. There is a ward here which scouts it out. Tombstone going to be dropped down on the other side, have the Hex afterwards, but this guy is really hard to kill. Bignum actually making the rotation over at level 2. Gets the Frost Shield on him. Does have dive, but not going to go in for it. And that sets us up for 1v1.
Yeah, it went from a bad play to a pretty good play. Like, yeah, you give 125 away with the Tombstone, but the fact that you pulled both supports like that, giving your Mag a 1v1 versus the Spectre with no help, and now Troll versus the Pango, like, I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially because you're ganking a DK. You're kind of lucky that it just didn't get turned on, but he doesn't have any points in the stun quite yet, so.
It was around the timing of Chessie getting his level 6 as well. Maybe if that would have come up a little bit earlier, could have been a play as well. But nothing doing really.
Yeah, he have a courier?
Huh?
Just like Chessie's items, he just.
Yeah, dude, he's hurting.
Yeah.
He's like 400 gold ahead of the Undying.
It's a pretty depressing inventory when the 8-minute rune's coming around. It's like, all right, we're gonna make a play here, and it's like, oh, a one null empty bottle. Just it looks real sad.
It is hurting. It's not great at all. And like the whole time, also Magical is just like getting these stick charges, so every single one of those daggers is just doing nothing. It's just making them more survivable. But here we go. A kill given over. A Slayer's going to walk on in. Does go for the Fear. They manage to go for the Haunt. Afterwards, Chessie drops the Sonic Wave. They blow up the Lich, but then going to lose the Quap. And now Lion's also going to go down. So they managed to find 2 kills and possibly a third here as well. And afterwards, potentially the tower. Or at least a good bit of damage onto it.
I am probably the world's worst mid player, but I really don't understand 3 points in Dagger versus DK.
Yeah.
Isn't that like completely pointless? Like, isn't the idea that you want more points in your Scream so you actually have rotation power?
I mean, that's what I thought, but I mean, Chessie's obviously played this match a ton of times. I'm just curious what the thought is.
I don't know. I mean, he obviously knew he was going to die there, I'm sure, with that play, because that's a Queen of Pain blinking with level 1 blink is pretty much a suicide mission, unless it's a completely solo hero. Maybe wasn't expecting the Haunt, of course, that's fair, but a rough start right now.
Oh, man, this is a tough one now. The plus side is that you've got a triple stack of Ancients, at least for Radiant, as they are going to be able to pull back in and take down Coolman. So a much needed kill. And I mean, we talked about them maybe picking an offlaner last. Maybe they didn't. We just didn't realize it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's just tanking this matchup mid. He's doing his thing.
Exactly. Mag's the real position too. Because I mean, they're killing it up here, and they're gonna have a whole host of creeps to fall back to on the jungle afterwards.
Hey man, I mean it's Max Dagger now, the big DPS, the 4-second CD. Let me see it.
All right.
Show me the power, Chessie. I'm here to learn. I mean, you got to give him this. What is it? 12 HP regen. So it's 90 damage per tick, and it's not even doing anything.
Yeah, he really does not care.
That's a level 4 dagger.
I mean, he has 18 regen per second naturally, right? Like, what the hell are you gonna do? Well, a lot of heroes mid set up for this one again. They don't have RP available, but with Zibe coming mid, it looks like they're going to be able to force back the rest of Cyber Legacy to some extent, or not, or they're just going to stun him. Now down on the bottom side of the fight, Slayer's going to pull back in. Chessie again. Sonic Wave goes out, gets the Soul Repeal, a lot of damage over time. Doesn't manage to get that deny off. Blizzy still taking some damage from the zombies here, or a spike up on the high ground, but there's no way you can really chase this Dragon Knight, really, surely. Chessie can't really do much here either.
Hey, you saw that? It does pick on the supports. That's a ton of damage for a Lich to deal with. Like, he's dead.
Maybe that's the goal for Chessie, is he's playing this more like wanting to just pick off the supports. I don't know.
Either way, we continue to farm. The Troll gets another fresh empower here, has his drums heading in towards the old S&Y build here.
Structures are fortified.
And they still sit with a 2K lead. Let's give it hovering around 2K, jostling back and forth between 1 and 2. As the Haunt is back up, but there is no mana on Kuman. So dangerous play here. It's still level 1 in the blink. So yeah, Blizzy's trying to pump fake it to force the first blink. There it goes.
Finds Dignum. Maybe gonna be able to force the egg out. Chessie making a lot of space for his team. They will be able to pressure this tower, but meanwhile, mid, they find the Dragon Knight, throws out the Chain Frost afterwards, manages to get 1 kill. Can they find any more afterwards? Slayer and Blizzy in the mid lane as they pressure this tower. At the same time, it's a 12-minute Midas for Spectre.
These are good trades right now. Outside of 5 men. Taking the mid tower instead of a safe lane tower, that's fine.
Dire's middle tower
I do think that Queen of Pain, as long as they're farming, it doesn't matter how farm Queen of Pain is. Because the whole point of this hero would be to create space for the Troll and mostly the Troll, but the Mag too, he's some items he wants to get to. So, if you're feeding a little bit doing that, I'll do. Ooh, that was close.
Jeez, that was really close. And the other thing that happened during that is that Troll finished off the Ancient stack, gained like a easy 1,000 gold right into his pocket, as well as taking that tower. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, Jibei now has the full mech done too, which is a really good item versus the Haunt. I feel like when you're like 5-manning and then that chaos pops, it really just helps like kind of steal your nerves. Whenever it just gets buffed up a little bit, you can actually turn, right?
Yeah, totally. Does have the Blink Dagger queued up next. Could be going into Guardian Greaves afterwards, depending on how it looks. But it does feel like, for Cyber Legacy at least, with this Midas, like, what does that tell you about the way that they want to play this game? Like, are they trying to still make things happen in spite of it? Because like DK's still going for a blink.
I think the Spectre will still be joining just with the Haunts. The Vision will be there, the Blink, the Stun, and then Spectre just wants to finish off the kills. Feels like Blizzy's roles are going to be extremely crucial because DK is basically going to have like single target focus where he sees the target he wants to jump on, he hops in, then they try and set up for good Chain Frost and everything, but Blizzy's got to be like the guy in the middle of everything, trying to make sure that their fights go well, because the damage isn't overwhelming unless they commit everything right now from Cyber Legacy, right? Yeah. They like pretty much need the egg to go down, which means it's Blizzy's job to create space for the egg and then also protect it with the Rolling Thunder.
It's a lot for a single little Pango to do.
No, I'm sure he's been playing some Aghanim's Labyrinth, He's been practicing his Pango rolls, getting those gold bags.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's that game that you and I played where we got 30,000 gold somehow. It just broke.
Thank you. Thanks, Valve. I don't know what happened. Appreciate it. Pilot Eye scouts out the sentry.
Yeah.
Knows that it must be extremely close to where his is.
Oh, roll in. Looking for the jump. Finds one. It's on to Quap. It's a decent target to stake, but they do afterwards have the Supernova down as well. They're going to land it. It's a lot of damage. Ace, he needs to pop his ulti or try and get out of here. We pop the mechanism. Still under control. RP looking for that opening. Ace drops down, pops the ulti afterwards, gets the root. Can they find any more afterwards? Magical slowed down a bit. They're still hanging on to that RP. He doesn't quite get the Phoenix, but he does manage to find Magical. Out, still chasing, under control. Spectre dropping down lower and lower. Ace is gonna die. Highlight die, Misery. They're on top of Coolman, but I don't think they got enough damage left in the tank. Maybe another jump in. Oh my god, almost able to get Coolman. He's on nothing. But they can't quite get it. Blizzy down very low. Misery still somehow able to live through that. Finally, he's going to be brought down. Blizzy chased, killed, and just absolute carnage in the mid lane.
Yeah, very close both ways there. Chessie narrowly missing the kill onto Kuman would have been so good for him. And I feel like Pilot Eye actually tanked so much damage during that team fight. He got 3 soul rips off, got his magic stick off 3 times too. That was a pretty good fight for an Undying. It's 15 minutes.
It was a good Undying game.
What a hero. Oh, Kuman's getting so greedy right now. Has a obs that saw the queen right there, and they want to protect that stack. It's kind of stack that Pilot died with Tombstone.
Oh, yeah. I like that idea a lot. Dude, there's
He's like, look, it's close to Roche anyway, guys. Oh, see, this was the play.
It's too far away now. I guess he didn't want them to realize it or something. He's saving it for his troll.
Just kidding.
Talking about. You gotta get that gold on him.
I mean, Pi was, what, static storming the waves to push them out as Disruptor? That was working actually really well in his game to get eggs.
I think the Ag's much less impactful on Undying than the Disruptor, unfortunately.
I'm having some thoughts lately, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, I'm experimenting with the Holy Locket after some recommendations, and like, well, this is okay. And then I just started thinking things like, well, what if I just got eggs? I mean, Holy Locket's not that far from eggs.
Exactly.
That eggs is kind of busted, guys. It's 10 strength.
It's pretty nuts. Stealing it from them as well is what part of what makes it so good as well. Like, if you just got 10 strength, it'd be amazing. But it's like the swing.
And that's the real pain of playing Undying right now, is when there's an enemy Rubik. And then, you know,
Oof.
you're losing the game already, and then he gets his eggs, and you're just like, oh, what? I'm so sorry, team.
You're losing the game because you're playing Undying.
Yeah,
Exactly. You know. All right, it's a 3,000 gold lead right now, and 5 men doing some good work here.
Yeah.
Mainly off the back of just Ace's empowered farm. And this is what the panel, both Kyle and Tigov, one thing they could agree upon is that, you know, if he's left alone, Ace will farm.
I think it's just like a really good moment to take that fight too, because the damage just wasn't quite there on the Heroes from Cyber Legacy unless it was all comboed perfectly, and getting a well-timed ultimate on Troll Warlord just does so much for you. You guys know Dota Plus, 3K lead, 17 minutes, and it's just like, oh, but Spectre. It's giving them the 3% edge right now outside of 5. And it's not convinced that this game's anywhere near finished. I do think they're in a pretty prime position here, as they're going to smoke. Oh, okay, so they did knock over the Blink of the Hood instead. I was going to say, it seems kind of risky, but...
Yeah, going before the Blink Dagger came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just the Hood coming out right now, but does have the rest of the pipe queued up for him as well, based upon, I guess, how that last fight went, and now having Aegis is the call for them. Misery just down bottom. He is also having a pretty nice game for himself.
Digs up a bounty, you know, with a shovel.
It's good to see. Cool Man is going to show in lane down bottom here. Misery thinking about going, and it's thinking about going away. Doesn't want to be here anymore, apparently.
Dire structures are fortified.
Oh, they can't really contest Ace up here, as the Wicked Witch of the West and his broom handle will just take the top lane. No real concern. I mean, they are smoking, but this is Aegis and ulti on a troll.
Misery is not here, and they might be expecting... Well, he needs to take down that tower so that way they can take the outpost, and then Misery can TP in. Well, instead they're going to TP down bottom and try and go on the Spectre instead. This is big. Do they get out there in time? He has Haunt available and jumps up to the top. Nicely played. That's going to keep him alive here. As in some trouble, Zibe is just going to get ran down.
What? Man, what a breakdown in a plan there. I don't know if they just forgot about TP times, or they just like, they all tried to TP to the same tower, right? Like maybe if they'd spread that out, that would work. I didn't see what happened to Zibe. It looks like his got canceled too, so he just got caught trying to make that play.
Yeah.
That was super greedy though. Now the worst thing to do with Cyber Lexi now is like force a bad fight, but they managed to just catch Misery all alone, so that's good. Bit risky to move out right now, I feel like, because you know, they still have everything on the Radiant other than the RP, and you don't have Haunt, whereas I feel like you're a little bit weak in them right now. But then they just find extra pick anyway, so no concerns here.
Yeah, well, and I guess the thing that I'm worried about is like, yeah, that fight looks great and all, but this is still a troll that's like AFK free farming with Empower, and they still have like Mag nearby ready to jump on. Well, I guess they don't have a jump because they don't have Blink Dagger. But you get what I'm saying. Like this is scary territory.
Yeah, they still have damage issues, and they don't get fixed very quickly because their main damage dealer is Spectre, and she's still a ways away. So then it just comes down to like landing all your spells, and your Sunray is huge in this game.
Yeah, very important.
Sunray's actually crazy on Spectre too, because it's like obviously you're like percent damage dealing and you're healing the Spectre too, which is then creating more damage because of dispersion. So you got the layers of the map happening.
Yeah, it's just such a huge damage increase if they're just beating into Spectre, which is why they probably need to get this Orchid jump onto Phoenix in these fights, it feels like. I mean, I guess it's the same type of thing, damage mitigation onto the Lich, is they're going to go onto Pango down bottom. Eul Scepter actually going to be used to lift up the Troll and force him away for the moment.
They do drop the tomb, though, so they're committing to the tower.
Oh, they're right next to each other. Hello. Roll goes in. Still trying to control this Queen of Pain. Magical's on top of him now as well. Supernova down. RP gonna land onto 2, but they're not dealing with the egg. Ace trying to bring him down low, trying to beat into him. Chain Frost bounces down very, very low HP. The Soul Rip, but then the Eul Scepter lift up afterwards.
Sunray, man.
Coolman is there. And as you talk about it, the Sunray coming out. Misery accept his fate. 4 for 1.
That's a pretty greedy place to try and take a fight, I gotta say. Like, RPing in the tree line over there. Some of your allies are stuck on the other side of the tower. They can't really help all that much. Tough fight for someone like Undying to get involved, for example, too, right? Where it's like, I need to punch to like amplify, but I'm standing way over here, guys. By the time I get there, you're gonna be dead too, so too scared to commit. Rather disastrous.
That was super weird. And it really, I feel like, gives a huge boost now to Cyber Legacy and what they need. Like, this was a team that was trying to buy time for, you know, more items to come online.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to go through the Aegis, if I'm not mistaken, right? It had just been reclaimed before
just
then?
expired, yeah, I believe.
Oof. Yeah, not great. Now, here's a fun thing. Undying has 2,300 gold. Is this the point where you buy a Midas on this guy? Am I crazy?
Tough call. I feel like he's gonna buy like. They already have one pipe, so we're doing a second pipe this game. Probably not. He could buy. What could he buy?
Right, it's like that decision-making territory where it's like, does he buy an item that helps them try and like win right now, or does he accept that this game is going to go like late game?
Maybe
you know
he buys Force so that someone doesn't get comboed by Pango twice. I feel like Force is pretty good. Undying, I really think, is extremely difficult right now in items. I don't think anyone's found the best build yet, and that's part of why he's kind of struggling still.
Like, Meteor Hammer feels a little bit better because there's a Magnus in the game and you can like queue it up a little bit, but
he thinks Vlad's. It's not a bad choice. He queues that up and he buys a Glimmer, so that's going to be his choice.
Okay. Yeah, seems pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of magic damage.
Yep.
Another smoke up. It's going to be right into the Zibe Magnus. Chased in.
High.
They find one. And, well, he's
going to haunt down to
dead.
Jesse, but there's no one else here.
That's a lot of damage, though. Look at that.
Just like,
holy moly. Yeah, that's scary. It's really scary. Misery gets a little bit of space for himself now. He's going to get into the Blink Dagger, but I am a little bit worried about his survivability as this game goes on as well without any defensive items.
yeah. I mean, you're a one and gun kind of deal. One and finger gun, I guess. I think you should just go for the Ags. Come on, Misery. Go back to the Ags gaming again.
I want to see it. 25-minute mark coming up right now. Cyber Legacy in a position where they're just going to probably trade out the 2 runes across the other side of the map. And
we're chilling until next Roche. And because Blizzy never went for that Blink, that was his first item he queued up, I think. And then he went for the Euls and then into the Halberd after. Now it's still Radiant Edge, I think, as especially if they manage to catch the Phoenix. Thankfully, it's a very long Roche spawn time. They don't know this, and neither team having a good way to scout constantly for vision in the pit. But the Phoenix will return before the actual Aegis can be claimed with the cheese.
All right. This is really nice, though, being able to take out the outpost as well and sort of sneak that one away from Cyber Legacy for the moment when there is a potential Roche fight coming up soon.
Yeah,
I mean,
the thing they still have will be the Haunt, though. This is the big one.
And how do you think that you want to play this if you're 5 men? Do you like try and force the issue, or do you just sort of sit back? Like, do you try and force out the haunt and then go Roche?
I think the vision game in this whole area, like across the middle of the map, is the best thing you can do. Just make sure they have no idea where you are and try and get some good wards down. So far, they've just dropped a courier in the pit since they have control over the area. The Dire are going to scan, and because Misery's in there, it can be in I think it was for the full duration, so they might think they're already in there, but now they're going to spot the Queen of Pain. Maybe the Mag too.
There's not a ward there.
Yeah, they're going to smoke in.
Interesting. Who are they going to find? Ace is up here with
They think they're roaching right now, so they're going to like do some Sunray or some shenanigans or something. But in reality, oh, cool man. If you show, buddy, you could be in big trouble. They're starting to rotate away though.
Yep, and they're going to walk maybe up this hill. They're pinging that they think they're up here now, which is not true. Zibe is actually in Vizrune. Damn, that's terrifying. In Vizrune, but there is a sentry nearby.
They just dewarded, but it's underneath the other sentry too, and they don't have an obs on the Dire.
Okay. So just settling back in again. Roche back up in 10 seconds. And Zibe no longer invis. They do have a Dire ward here.
Sioma's got the big item though. He's got the Shadow Amulet. Surprisingly useful in these moments.
So they saw the Mag walk up to high ground, and now they realize they're up there, and they're like, all right, what the hell are we going to do? This is like the stare down moment where you can't really walk in. They don't even have a scan anymore. And as you said, no way to check the pit. Very annoying, I'm sure, for Cyber Legacy.
Whose career wants to die? Yeah, they bought another smoke. I think this is the right play.
Okay. Push the wave out first. Get the pressure on to 5 men.
I love me a good old rush fight to decide the potential of the game here. It's you got a 5-man wipe here, an Aegis and a cheese, and you're looking damn good.
Ooh, Zibby's in there. Zibby's in there. They're already hitting the pit. They don't have an angle right now.
He jumped out. He went up high ground.
Okay, Magical pops ulti. They're nearby. They find the Undying. That's not a great target to go on right to start. RP onto 2, catches the Lich and the Pango. If Blizzy dies right now, but the Yule Scepter lift up, trying to control. He's able to get out of there. Buyback immediately from the Queen of Pain. The egg up on the high ground. They're controlling these guys. Do they have enough damage to bring down the Troll? He's got Satanic after this. Sonic Wave is already out. Misery, Finger of Death, kills Blizzy, and now controlling Coolman. This is looking really rough for Cyber Legacy. But there's the Sun Ray. They kill off the Phoenix, and now complete and total control. They're going to take them down one by one. Pretty fight from 5 men.
How many buybacks? Just 2? Jesse and Pilot I need to buy back for that one, so well worth it. Look at all the gold and XP they're going to get, and the bounty afterwards of the Aegis and the cheese. And it didn't quite come together. As you said, that RP ready to kick things off was a very good start for the side of the 5 men. And it felt like it was kind of a free fight for Ace. He was just running around, right-clicking people, had his Satanic, had his ulti, kind of like double lives that he can play with. And the initial impact was not very strong from Kuman either. He jumped onto Pilot Die right at the start, and he hit him a bunch of times and was just like, this is pointless. And then he just like left Pilot Die alone before Pilot Die eventually died, fought back.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Well, and I think that were they still holding that outpost at the same time too?
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise you don't get back into that fight as quickly, most likely. But I think one of them I had TP to the tier 1 tower top as well. But as you said, the type of Roche fight that can help determine how the whole rest of this game is going to go. 5,000 gold lead now. Aegis and Cheese, they're hanging on to it.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And Ace has Fairy Fires too.
Ooh.
Flat damage on crazy attack speed plus Satanic and Battle Trance. Like, that's an annoying hero to try and kill.
The MKB done too. As much as we were sort of giving Chessie crap earlier for this sort of rough laning stage, it feels like it's kind of been the perfect hero. Like, he hasn't had to do much. He just sort of goes on those supports and tries to be an assassinating tool.
Yeah, Sonic Waves has been really good too. I think that's very important on Queen at this point in the game. He's always hitting like 2 or 3 heroes, just disrupting the fight. Bignum risky.
Yeah, he's going to get punished for this one, it looks like. Pulled back in, or not. Okay, Yule Scepter, good play. On the other side.
That was nice. In case of any other heroes. Unfortunately, the follow-up went to Blizzy instead, and they grabbed Slayer.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. And
How did
they're
Slayer
gonna
die? He actually got solo killed by Troll despite having a glimmer. Maybe his glimmer wasn't on him.
or maybe he was trying to TP out as the troll is like running in at him or something. I don't know. And I guess if he got rooted, then that would also show him as well.
Oh, he got rooted.
Sometimes he died too quickly. You never know.
Are fortified.
All right, Glyph gonna be popped. Ace up on the high ground. Look at that damage. He's gonna have to pop Satanic here up on the high ground. Everybody's back up again from Cyber Legacy, but obviously it does not feel great trying to fight into this Aegis.
Middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, I'm just not scared of the Haunt right now, you know? We got the Ghostbusters over here on 5 men.
The melee
I wish
racks.
there was a Spectre one. It was a giant Pillsbury Doughboy looking ass thing. That would be pretty sweet cosmetic.
There's no way it's ever coming in. I'm sorry. Oh my god, the RP catches on to 4, and they're just gonna run into all of them. The chase forward, the Haunt in, skewers the Spectre away actually. And with Magnus dead, maybe there's an opportunity here, but Ace is just going off. He's gonna be disarmed for a little while. Cool man, Blizzy, they're controlling the troll. Still has a lot of time left on this Aegis though, and really does not feel that afraid of anything. It's gonna take down these illusions. The dagger's on him, another round of disarm. So they're doing everything they can to slow this down. Buyback actually on the Phoenix. Ace is going to be chased. They throw out the Earth Spike. They want to take this fight, but I don't know if 5 men are going to give it to him.
Yeah, they just can't quite catch them. Well, I mean, they lost the mid melee, but they have not lost the game, and they are stacking their halberds. They're going to try and deal with the single target damage source of the troll.
Oh, God. Another disarm. Catching there. Sunray in, trying to do what they can. Disarm onto Troll, dinging down Magical, Yule Scepter afterwards. They're just controlling him. And Chessie is getting blown up by Coolman, so it's Ace kind of versus the world. Pylai die in tow. Chessie manages to get the blink away. Ace still chasing, and the Phoenix Egg plays perfectly up on the high ground. It's going to allow this one to pop, gets the stun onto Troll. I still don't know if they have the damage, though.
No, I don't think they do. I think they can just get their kill on Misery, and that's about it.
What do you do against this troll at this point?
Pull him into the fountain with his ulti.
Okay.
He blindly targets you. You Phoenix, you dive. I don't know. It's, yeah, obviously an extremely difficult situation. Now he's got the Basher, too. Well, the Basher's not really going Kuman's way in that one, it didn't seem.
Yeah. I guess that they just need to pick off everybody else, like you were saying.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, halberd and try and kill everyone else if you can, but it's gonna be so hard. Like Zibe's gonna have a BKB soon on this Magnus, and he's just gonna be like, he's a good source of damage still. Like once he's empowered Ace, feel free to empower yourself, man. You get the double bonus.
Yeah, why not? I'd like to see it. That's pretty good damage there.
Pi also has the gold for the Vlads. Doesn't a lot of gold.
The one thing that I'm actually excited about is if Bignum gets a little bit more money with this stone right here, they're gonna have 3 halberds on their team.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Just chain them. Sounds pretty cool.
It's really your only hope is trying to shut down the troll. It's still gonna be very difficult, but in combination with the Abyssal, the Pango roll, like at least there's a chance. The only problem is, of course, status resistance of 50.7% with the Titan Sliver added in there for Ace. So you got to cut everything in half.
Yeah. They need 5 halberds is what I'm hearing.
Dire are scanning.
There's been so many other like meme names, you know, like no bounty hunter and stuff. I want to see a 5 halberd team name.
How about no halberds?
No halberds?
Yeah. That will be a feat. Winning games with no halberds. All right, the smoke pops. Cast the Haunt. Stop the blinks. Yes, stop the blink.
No! RP onto the illusion. That's not great. But I don't know if it's really going to matter. They're bringing down the Queen of Pain. Okay, maybe a chance here. Blizzy interrupting things. Finds one. There's the egg down as well. Ace trying to see if he can kill that one, but the halberd is there. Nicely played. Zibe is dead as well. That's 2 cores already down. Pylai die being chased. Ace just being ignored. Continuing to throw the halberds out there. Do they have a Yule Scepter now as well? Oh my
god, they did it, guys.
Dude, they freaking did it. That's Aegis already gone anyway.
We got a game.
he is continuing to get lifted up in the air over and over, and eventually he goes down.
Oh man, Blink Daggers are so bad versus Spectre. I can feel his pain so hard on Zibber. I mean, what can you do, right? Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He's gonna press the haunt, and you think you have this moment, and you just miss it by not even a tenth of a second, and suddenly the whole fight's just over.
Mm.
And now the last halberd arrives. Only 2 to go.
I'm wondering also, like, when so much of the damage right now of 5 men is built into the physical from Troll, like the effectiveness of Frost Shield and how much that's going to come into play against the Spectre. If Spectre gets into enough items. I mean, it's still tough, but do you see any hope there, any salvation?
I mean, that's a big deal because it is percentage based too, right? That's kind of one of the crazier things about Frost Shield. And do they have a way to dispel it? I don't think they do, right? I'm not. Yeah, no, not really. Like, it's gonna be on there.
It's tough stuff. I'm not sure. It's feeling like Cyber Legacy have found a little bit of hope for themselves here.
A little bit of hope. Let's not get too crazy. Because remember, that was like no spells hitting, basically, right? There was like no good Tombstone, no Sonic Wave, no RP. I don't even know if there's a Finger of Death. It's just like we didn't get anything that our heroes could do. We basically just all died.
I mean, that's a good way to play Dota for Cyber Legacy, though, right?
Yeah, that's conducive to victory, in fact.
I mean, that's part of the thing, too, though, isn't it? It's like part of the reason that happens is because of the Haunt and breaking the Blink Daggers, which Cyber Legacy is kind of dependent upon a little bit. I don't know.
They're 100% dependent on it. If that doesn't happen, you're not going to win fights. But that just means that, like, what if the 5 men initiate, right? What if they're the ones who get, like, the Blink RP onto even just Spectre alone? And it could be a disaster. They do have that 10-second BKB now complete on Zibe. And this time it goes the other way. It's the Dire that are controlling this part of the map, which means they get the courier in the pit. So they know Roche is up. They know that he contains 1 cheese and 1 Aghanim Scepter to go alongside that Aegis.
That could be tasty.
Tango doesn't have Basher. DK Ags probably.
We also have that level 25 talent for Coolman as well, the plus 5% dispersion, which can just be an absolute bane.
I wonder
for these heroes.
I wonder what's better, Phoenix Egg or Phoenix Aghanims or the Aghanims. Probably the Phoenix Aghanims. I feel like they don't necessarily need the damage from the DK, but then again, the additional health is so nice.
Right.
And free pathing. Ooh, I mean that's tempting.
It is. Being able to just sort of kite the troll back and forth to the side, up and down cliffs or what have you, could be nice.
They do get the cape now on the raid as well. Nice.
Danger, danger. Haunt to start. Zibe gonna be chased. He's disarmed. Control is there. They've got the Coolman in his sights, but there's the egg up on the high ground. Perfectly placed. They're kind of missing with the roll. Sonic Wave already in. The Tombstone is down. Trying to turn now onto Ace. He's gonna be chasing him all the way in towards the pit. Slayer gets the shield off, but look at the big RP, and then the satanic turnaround. All the cleave is there. Magical still trying to beat into him. They're going to find themselves 3 huge kills, and with this Undying Tombstone just piling up the zombies one by one, they are going to be able to, I think, take them all down. Pretty as can be.
5-man wipes back-to-back, 1 from each team. They got baited so hard by that Spectre DB. They thought they had something there, and it just wasn't. Oof. You know, it's you guys can't initiate right now. You're not strong enough. I can see how when you 5-man wipe, you think you are, but it has to be reactionary, and it has to be something that shuts everything down. They probably didn't know the 10-second BKB was up either for the mag, because that was a sick egg and Chain Frost combo, right? That thing was bouncing back and forth, but they couldn't bring down Ace in time, and they also couldn't get down Zibe either. So it, as pretty as it was, it didn't really amount to anything.
Yeah. No, it's true. Unfortunate situation there. And God, I don't know now. It feels like this one is just almost in the bag. If that fight didn't win, and now you're going to have to deal with an Aghanims.
Why is Pi holding the Aghanims? Don't do it, Jesse. Don't do it, Pi.
You know why.
Come on. There's so many better allies than you, but don't do it.
Oh, no. Who did you give it to?
You gave it to Jesse.
Jesse hasn't put it in, though. All right, there he goes.
Yeah, it's the best.
Rip Dream. No Undying Eggs.
That would be such a bad decision. I appreciate their determination for victory. Sunray during Supernova is really good this game, though, because Bignum, like, the Supernovas have to be kind of perfect. Even though they have all these halberds, it's still really hard at this point in the game, because Troll just needs, like, just a microsecond pretty much to destroy the whole egg. So you now can just worry-free pop the egg first and then instantly start Sunraying the hero you want to. There's no pressure to like Sunray and then you're trying to still find the good one. They're like, oh, I'm never gonna get Sunray off because my eggs all have to be perfect, blah blah blah. So it's good.
Yeah.
Highlight Eye is good to die. Tombstone on death now available at level 20.
Perfect. Just what he always wanted. He's ready to go. Doesn't get to keep the Vlad, sadly, once he's gone to the Nether Realm. 22,000 gold lead. Obviously, a good portion of that going to be the Aghanim Scepter that was handed over to Chessie, who's also getting close to level 25 himself. And we've seen how devastating that fear can be in these fights.
Oh, it's so annoying. One of the absolute best ones. I don't know. Does he want something else besides the Havoc Hammer? I think Havoc Hammer is actually kind of okay for him this game. For the way that he needs to play. On the Queen. He just has nothing in.
Got it.
Just holding it.
I saw the Spectre's Havoc Hammer. I was confused.
Yeah, that is not the best thing for him this game. I'm sure he'd like something better.
Interesting. He's actually queuing up the Blade Mail. I was wondering if that was going to be a good pick. Troll has so much armor, though. Feels sort of lackluster for a, what, 6th item? I guess 4th realistically.
It does reflect before reductions, though, and you have the Lich, right? So maybe it's just such an absurd amount required.
Haunted onto Zibe. As the Abyssal Blade there, Chi's going to be used, still controlled. It's going to go for the skewer out. And with that, Haunt is down. And now Chessie, thinking about chasing. This guy's a little wild.
So he's poking the bear a little, right? He wants to see if he can force another bad fight out of them.
Dude, Chessie is just going in. Now, going to get the egg up on the high ground. Yet again, these placements have been so clutch, but unfortunately, they can't force the fight.
Sorry, they can fight after. They have the RP, and he is Aegis.
All right, chasing. That's already Aegis down onto Troll. Can they find any more RP? Only onto 1. He's already used Rolling Thunder as well. Now Chessie being controlled. Chain Frost bouncing back and forth between Ace and him. It's a good bit of damage. Cool Man under fire, though, and in trouble. Skewered, pot to the side. Needs to back out of here as Magical is there. Bignum off to the side as well. Doesn't have Sunray for another 4 seconds. And they will be able to kill off the Spectre. Buys back immediately, but does not have a whole lot of friends nearby him. With that, Bignum just going to be forced to fly off the map and try and TP away, but they catch him with the Earth Spike, and Bignum is going to go down afterwards. And this might just be about all she wrote, barring a miracle at this point. Although the Phoenix is back up. I don't know. It's so hard to fight Ace.
Yeah, they just have way too much. That was really well played by Chessie. I like what he did there. Because, again, it's perfect setup situation that they need from Cyber Legacy. And, well, just to finish in style.
Jesus. Finger of Death, Aghanim's on the Queen of Pain. They're going to control the Spectre, kill her off. Pretty as can be.
GG indeed. A bit scary there near the end. But, ladies and gentlemen, he did it. He cast Flesh Golem several times, just like Suns fan wanted.